This is a bit of a this is an actual pretty much non-scripted video I have on this channel right now. And yeah, welcome to the real Super Sam. And today I'm going to be talking about Injustice 3 and the next Batman video game. Now I'm talking about these because I made my last sort of video game video like this over, if not, well, like around 2 years ago, and it was on Spider-Man PS4 and Lego DC Supervillains, and they were top 10 characters who never appeared before, who I wanted to see in those games. And for Lego DC Supervillains, almost all of them, came right. There was Vandal Savage, the Ventriloquist, Trigon, Anti-Monitor, Ares, and I think I got. There was another one who was really important who I got right. Oh, Mongol. I think I got all of them. All my wants were actually in the game except my number 10 and number. Well, I forget who it was right now, but besides forget who it was. Oh yeah, no, it was Atomic Skull I really wanted, but unfortunately he wasn't in the game. I think I said Silver Banshee also, and she was in the game, and I also said Talon. But it wasn't in the actual official list. But I also said Talon. He was in the game for Lego DC Supervillains. Spider-Man PS4, not so much. No Hydro Man. No Man Wolf. Oh, but whatever. So I'm gonna show you guys my list and tell you guys some other stuff about this game. What I believe the whole feature. I'm gonna start off with Injustice 3 because that's the one I think is a lot less talked about right now, and also just came out. And I also waited after a few leaks so that this video, when I make it, it'll still be so you can still look back on this even after the reveal, even maybe after if not all the villains are in the game, because when these games come out, which I think Injustice 3 will release in spring 2021, and this new Batman game I'm pretty sure has to release in fall if it's on current gen. And yeah. Oh, I didn't know there was transitions. Okay, did not mean for that to be in the video, but okay. So yeah, so it seems like the main villain of Injustice 3 will be Black Hand, no matter what storyline you chose at the end of Injustice 2 to go to. The Black Hand will be the main villain. That just works amazingly. I was not thinking Black Hand, but that is genius. The Blackest Night / Brightest Day story arc being put into this Injustice universe, that'll be super amazing. I can't wait to see Black Hand's powers as well. So there's a lot of characters who have been leaked. In fact, more than once. I'll talk like for example, Huntress and the Penguin have been leaked more than once. I think Huntress and Penguin they were leaked back in February, and then they got leaked again. So they're not going to be on this list. Characters obviously who have officially appeared before in Injustice games aren't going to be in the list. These are all brand new characters, and some brand new characters who are going to be in this game who won't be on the list because it seems like they've been leaked and confirmed. Not confirmed, but leaked a lot. John Constantine, obviously Huntress and Penguin. Etrigan the Demon, Killer Croc. Zatanna, and Dr. Manhattan. I don't really care about Dr. Manhattan, but whatever. Killer Croc, he was in stage transitions. No, he was in a stage transition for Injustice 2. He was in a background character. Oh no, he was in a stage transition for Injustice 1. Never mind. But yeah, I'm glad that Killer Croc's in that game, or in this game. So those characters, let's get on with it. It's already been 3.5 minutes. Okay, number 10 is going to be Plastic Man. I think we haven't had any super stretchy, elongated person in the Injustice video games, and Plastic Man would just be a great character to have for different fighting styles. And he would also be a very comical character and never seen before, but it'd be pretty cool to have him in there. Number 9 is Firefly. I promise not too many Batman villains are on this list. I say Firefly because it'd be so cool to have him kind of glide around the stage, even though it's just 2D, but also be able to shoot fire, and he'd just be a cool character to see a design. Maybe just an alternate skin for someone. I'd be good with that. I think Firefly would be cool. Number 8 is Mr. Miracle. I mostly got this idea because Darkseid was pre-order DLC in Injustice 2, and Mr. Miracle could have a big role in this game as well. Maybe they'll have something with Darkseid as a villain as well. Maybe there'll be like two main villains, but probably not. Mr. Miracle will just be a fan favorite and unique character, and they could do some really cool stuff with his powers and history. Number 7 is going to be Captain Boomerang, not just because he's a Flash villain, but because he's also a member of the Suicide Squad. In the last game, we had Captain Cold, we had Deadshot, we had Deathstroke in the first game. None of them were really associated with Suicide Squad, but this could be a way too. Mirror Master would also be a great Flash villain to have. I think Captain Boomerang would be a lot more not reasonable, but a lot more pretty he'd be a lot more obvious choice to have in the game, and that's why I have him in there. Number six would be Larfleeze, just because an Orange Lantern that'd be really unique. And in the last game, we had Sinestro, we had Atrocitus, but we didn't have Arquilo or oh yeah, always a Yellow Lantern. What am I talking about? But for the next Lantern villain, has to be Larfleeze, I think. You could just have Black Hand there, but I think Larfleeze would be a great character to have as well. Number five is Ra's al Ghul. He's been referenced in the Injustice universe. He's even had comic storylines, and especially with Damian Wayne being Robin in the game. Or he was Nightwing in the first game, but with Ra's al Ghul being here, that would be so cool to have. I think he was also wanted in Injustice too, but he wasn't in there, and yeah, he'd just be a great storyline to have if they had like one little mission with him where you fight him, and they do some really fun things with sword fighting and maybe even some supernatural powers. Number four is probably the Batman villain who I really want the most in this is Clayface. He'd be so cool to have his shape-shifting powers in the game when he's fighting, and yeah, I don't think he's ever been in the Injustice games, so there's that. And yeah, he's one of my supernatural Batman villains, probably my favorite, just behind Man-Bat. And just for fighting style, Clayface would be amazing to have, and we haven't really had him in video games since well, he was in Lego DC Supervillains, but he was in only Arkham City really, so that's why I really want him in another DC big game. Number three, a very fan favorite, maybe the one most people want is Beast Boy. I know he's dead in the Injustice universe, so maybe just as a DLC character or something, but many people want him, and his fighting would look super cool as well. Number two, I'm like positive this is just me, but I have a lot of good reasons, is Parasite. Parasite and Metallo were seen in the background of the Strikers Island fighting arena in Injustice 1, but weren't in the sequel. And Parasite is my favorite Superman villain, and him showing up in the story for let's say he's like the first fight of Injustice 3, and you play as evil Superman. Let's say it happens if you chose the Superman ending, or Superman wins in the end of Injustice 2. Maybe he kills Parasite at the start of the evil Superman story if you want to play that story mode. He's the first fight. That would be so awesome for another Superman villain to show up. Maybe Metallo or Mongol, but that'll probably just be as a DLC. So that's my idea. I hope Parasite looks like this on screen from a Superman Year 1 or Earth 1. I forget what comic it's specifically called, but I think it's such a cool design. He doesn't look like this in Injustice 1, but that doesn't really matter. And number one is King Shark. I think he's besides Beast Boy, the other most requested character to have in a game. I think he would be so much fun and super powerful, and he would also he's very very violent. He could do some really awesome moves and be a fan favorite playable character I could see for this game. I don't think Bane's gonna return, so instead of Bane, I'd rather have King Shark. I'd rather have King Shark than Bane actually in this game, no matter what. So those are my 10 characters, and some other characters I want in Injustice 3 and other things that happen. So now to get on to the new Batman game. So before I start the list, I'm going to talk about, is this new Batman game Arkham? I'm like 100% sure, 99.9. It is not, okay? The reason why you can see online, but I just don't think it is. That's what I'm going to be going off this list of. It's not an Arkham game. It's a completely different universe. The first game in this DC video game franchise. And yeah, hopefully that it's good. And this is what I'm going to talk about what I want, what's have come out so far, and what do I think should happen, and some cool villains that should be in the game. Oh yeah, and I don't think this picture on screen is right at all for filling out the map. It's going to be something else. I'm just put this on here because that's what most people think. I used to think that the main story of the game was going to be back in September, I thought it was going to be Court of Owls versus the League of Assassins versus Batman and the Bat Family. But now I'm thinking that it could be something a lot bigger. So for the police shield in the top, the top right one, the thing I'm thinking about that now is because they had a canceled Suicide Squad game, I'm thinking maybe that's not just for GCPD. It could be, since this is a brand new universe, maybe Batman's wanted by the law. But I'm thinking it'd be awesome if that stood for Amanda Waller's government agency, and it led to the Suicide Squad being the third big storyline of Batman having to fight them in this game. I think that'd be amazing to have, especially since they already have Suicide Squad stuff when they were working on that game, but it got canceled. And putting it in this game, that'd be a giant, great thing that they could have. The other three, I don't think they have anything to do with like Penguin or Two-Face. I hope not, at least. I don't even think the bottom three are what they have to do. Now, the one thing with the not the bottom three. Well, yeah, I guess the one thing I saw with those three symbols, they don't have or four symbols. Sorry, those four symbols represent the four Robins. So I don't think that's true anymore since this is a brand new universe and it seems to be early in Batman's career. Maybe not. Maybe it could be the four Robins. Like I saw some English thing. It referenced the four Robins. So each symbol stood for each Robin. Each boy Robin. So Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne. So hopefully that is true. That'd be really cool. Whatever. So when it comes to this game, Joker, Harley Quinn, the Court of Owls, Ra's al Ghul, Penguin, Riddler, Dollmaker, Clock King, and Black Mask are pretty much rumored very heavily. So is Two-Face in the game. I don't know if he's going to become the judge of this new universe. I don't think he's going to be. I think this game does take place early in Batman's career, but you never know because it's not out yet. When it comes to the Dollmaker, this leak came out over a year ago, leak. I mean, it's just a leak. It could be fake, it could be real, but this came out over a year ago, and so far everything is building that this leak was 100% true. What it said was that this game, when it comes to the Court of Owls, is going to be going off the second Court of Owls story in the Batman universe, where the Court of Owls just want to take out Batman and destroy his ideology in Gotham City, and that makes a lot of sense. The leak also said that the end credit scene is going to be Dollmaker cutting off the Joker's face, leading to a death of the family storyline for the next game, and that will just give me goosebumps and super excited for the next Batman game. And I think that is true with these leaks coming out, and when it comes to a Joker not being in the main story, hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's a side mission. If this is an early Batman game, I want the side mission to be Joker and Harley Quinn's first time together as a criminal couple ever. I think that'll work, really well and be super fun. When it comes to Riddler, I have no negative feelings toward Riddler trophies or anything. I get them to get more XP, to get the upgrades faster, to get better fighting, and I like the Riddler trophies. I like the Riddler challenges. I like how they give us new character trophies, new stories, new maybe even new bios when it came to Arkham Asylum. So hopefully they keep doing that in this game. When it comes to the Penguin, I have no idea. I hope he's not like he is in Arkham City or Arkham Origins. I hope he's more sophisticated. But here's the thing: when it comes to the previous leaks with the pictures, when it came to White Rabbit, I'm thinking maybe White. Well, no, I don't mean White Rabbit. I hope she's actually looks like her comic book form instead of like a old lady in a wheelchair breathing out of an oxygen chain. That was just a terrible picture. Why did they want that to be White Rabbit in the game? I think maybe she could act like the Penguin in the season 4 of Batman the Animated Series, where Batman goes there for information for like one thing. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do and kind of mix it up when it comes to characters. Maybe Penguin, I think, just out of nowhere, they could go off his first appearance in Detective Comics issue 58 and 59, where he's actually he's very smart criminal where he takes over someone's mob and he kills the leader and he controls the mob and he actually gets a little bit physical with Batman using his umbrellas for combat. I think that'll be really cool too. When it comes to Clock King, I don't have no idea. The one thing I'll kind of get everyone off balance. What if Clock King is a Green Arrow villain in this universe, and he's just fights Batman because Gotham City thinks, oh, this will be easy pickings, but Batman easily stops him. And I am saying Batman when it comes to all this. I'm sure, Robin. What if Robin goes after the Penguin? What if what if Nightwing goes after Joker and Harley? Well, that one wouldn't really be good at all. But what if Nightwing goes after Black Mask? Stuff like that. That's enough talk from what I can think of right now when it comes to the game's story. Or actually, one thing, since this is the Bat family, I think it'd be really cool and kind of, I don't know, if it depends how big of a role Nightwing has in the game, but I think when it comes to the comics and with Scott Snyder writing, they really should maybe not Scott Snyder just because he's writing, because I don't think he wrote this story when it comes to Dick Grayson, but when it comes to Nightwing's history. Nightwing's grandfather was the greatest Talon the Court of Owls ever had, and if it wasn't for Bruce Wayne adopting him, he would have been a Talon, just like his grandfather. So maybe they could have that in the game as something. So anyway, on to my list. Number 10 is Warren Wright, aka or White, aka the Great White Shark. I'm kinda who been talking for 15 minutes here. Okay. I think they should have him in this game. I know this isn't an Arkham game, but it is going to play a lot like Arkham, I'm pretty sure. They have Warren Wright. They had a building of Warren Wright in Arkham City, and he was referenced in Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight. They had that jar with his teeth in it or whatever. So I think him in the game would be a really cool character just to have. I don't think he's a boss fight or anything, but just to have a character and actually show up physically would be amazing. And honestly, this list is for people who have never shown up before, so that's why this is a lot of forgotten or lesser or very shocking characters on this list. Because I would have Two-Face, I would want Catwoman, I would want Victor Zsasz, I would want Killer Croc and Mr. Freeze and Clayface. The thing with Killer Croc, I really want him in this game because I know I'm on the picture of Gentleman Ghost, but let me just say, when it comes to Killer Croc, Riddler, Joker, and Harley Quinn, they were in every Arkham game, which really makes me wish Mad Hatter was in Arkham Asylum or Poison Ivy was in Arkham Origins, because then they could have been characters who appeared in every Arkham game as well, but that didn't happen. I know this is an Arkham game once again, but that'd be really cool to have Killer Croc in it. Anyway, number 9 is Gentleman Ghost. He'd be a really cool, crazy supernatural. The thing is, this is building up a giant DC game universe, so having supernatural characters that aren't specifically Batman villains would really help do that, and I think this game can really pull it off, especially if it's, the big pushing the hard drive for the PS4, showing, putting everything in one bag, the biggest, PC, or sorry, not PC, PS4 game, uh, the start of it, they really got to start off big and have very unique, shocking things. And I think this will make a lot of people happy to have someone like Gentleman Ghost, supernatural presence in it. And I am thinking like Batman finding these characters, not Robin or Batgirl, but because I think the characters Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Jason Todd Robin. I don't know. I don't think that's 100% confirmed, but that seems what they're going with when it comes to the Bat family. So yeah. Number 8 is Maxie Zeus. He was a Easter egg in character bio for a Riddler scan in Arkham Asylum, and he had that giant Maxie Zeus nightclub in Arkham City, which he wasn't in, but yeah. But he didn't appear in Arkham Knight at all. Maybe having him in the nightclub just in this game would be really cool to have. If they were going to have a boss fight, I'd definitely go with the Batman version of him. So yeah. Number 7 is Lockup. I think he'd be a really cool character. Maybe he's a character who builds up over his origin story is during the game. Like maybe he's just a normal guard at Arkham Asylum. Maybe you can visit Arkham Asylum in the game, but he's just a normal guard. And by like 3/4 through, his actual boss fight opens up where you can fight him, and it's not obvious who he is or that he's a villain, but you can see clues in it if you know the comics and if you know the show and you know the character. So that'd be kind of cool thing to do. Number 6 is Film Freak. He could be a really cool and fun side mission, maybe something having to do with a little flashback with Batman 1966, just because his name is a oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what's a mix of Burt Ward and Adam West. I think it's called like West Burtson, or that's his name, something like that. But anyway, that could be a really cool side mission with him. Just like I don't I want all these side missions to be around like an hour, at the least 45 minutes. At the most 3 hours, because I think like Joker and Harley Quinn side mission should be like 3 hours. Now I know that's probably not going to happen. That's wishful thinking, but I'm saying but a lot. You never know. Like I said, this is unscripted, and yeah. So I'm thinking with his side mission, maybe he could have superpowers, and he kind of makes Batman go a little bit crazy. Oh yeah, I hope Scarecrow's in this game as well. He's my favorite Batman villain. But anyway, I'll have him go. I hope Mad Hatter is as well. Maybe they could team up, Scarecrow and Mad Hatter. I know I'm talking about Film Freak here, but maybe they got Film Freak make a bunch of weird, have some, I don't know, I don't want to say have drones, because that wouldn't work, but have it be like a little flashback to the olden days. Maybe it's a DLC mission where Batman and Robin act like, and Dick Grayson act really goofy, and they go after Film Freak, and they act like the 1966 TV show. That's actually a pretty smart idea. Have Film Freak be a flashback side mission and have it be like a tribute to 1966. And the reason, the reason that would be actually really good is the fact that this game is going to celebrate 80 to 81 years of Batman's history. Why not just go all out and show everything they can with it? Number 5 is Baby Doll. I think this should just be a really emotional, really interesting side mission that follows the TV show and introduce a lot more character people to her. I think it should just be exactly like the TV show episode. No boss fight physically, but it'd be really cool to have this play out in this new video game universe. Number 4 is the villain Cornelius Starkey. This guy is insane. He's like Victor Zsasz and Professor Pig, but even more disturbed. He also has the powers of making people see something that's like he can make himself look like Abraham Lincoln or something, but he eats people's hearts. And he could just be a super horror themed side mission. And there's another character on this list who I want them to do that for a lot, but this could be even darker, and they could really hit the roots with this character. Number 3 is Killer Moth. The thing I want with Killer Moth so bad, I wanted this in Arkham Knight, but it didn't happen. I want Killer Moth to be like the Firefly of the Arkham games, but instead of fire, it's acid, and he could be really cool. Again, he could just be a flashback side mission where he's like a super goofy villain. And this, if it was a Killer Moth side mission, I'm good with it being like less than half an hour if there's a lot more side missions in the game. So I just want Killer Moth in it. If they're gonna have somebody like him, if Firefly's in the game and not Killer Moth, I'd be pretty mad. If they're both in the game, I'll be super happy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Killer Moth, just like Firefly, but with acid, and maybe a little bit dark. Maybe they could do something. Maybe they could expand this. Maybe the side mission could be flashback, have Batman and Dick Grayson Robin stop him, and then in present day, because I think this storyline pretty much is all talked about happening over multiple days, if not weeks. So maybe Killer Moth could become the giant mutated form of him, Charcadus or whatever it's called, and have that be the giant side mission. That'd be pretty cool. Number 2 is a character who was going to be in the Season of Infamy DLC in Batman Arkham Knight, and then apparently was going to be part of the Ra's al Ghul side mission, but it just never went through, and that is Prometheus. I think Prometheus would be such an awesome boss fight and really be like the Deathstroke of Batman Arkham Origins, and they could really do a great side mission with him when it comes to, and they could also show a Batman's origin story and his side mission when it comes to his Prometheus's parents were killed by criminals in front of him. When he was a kid, and Batman's parents were killed by police officers in front of him when he was a kid. Maybe they could do something like that and connect the two in some way. I think he's also a really cool villain. He could also be a super powerful threat when it comes to a Justice League game. If when they do that, they put him in it because of this storyline where his helmet just completely makes him almost invincible. But anyway, that's why I think he'd be a really cool addition. We've wanted him ever since Arkham Asylum, and he never appeared, but now he can, and hopefully he does. And of course, number 1, which I think is most people's number 1, is the Ventriloquist. He could be a horror-themed side mission or a very funny character to have. Scarface has been seen in every Arkham game except Arkham Origins. I know the Scarface and Arkham Knight's character trophy case and Arkham City, they were imposters. And I think the only one was the one in Arkham Asylum. Not the one Joker held in the final fight, but the one that was in Warden Sharp's office. That was the only time we saw the real Scarface. And the real Ventriloquist, I saw that he died in the Arkhamverse. I forget how. But I know this isn't an Arkham. I'm just saying, no, that's why he wasn't in there. They had Payne and Riley, but I want Arnold Wesker as Ventriloquist here. Controlling Scarface, that'd be amazing. And yeah, I don't really know what else. They could just do they could go all. If they're gonna do a Ventriloquist, I'm good with them going all out and not having him return ever again. Maybe they could even kill a Ventriloquist at the end, have it be a very shocking ending for him. So yeah. Okay, I know these aren't villains, and my top list is over, but I really want to talk about Toyman and Gorilla Grodd being in this game to expand the DC universe. I think with Gorilla Grodd is more likely than Toyman. Maybe not. You see, Gorilla Grodd was going to be in the canceled Damian Wayne Arkham game, but that was scrapped. So maybe he's going to be in this one. But Toyman would make a lot more sense for being in a Batman game because he's almost like a Batman villain. I agree with those statements. And especially if he's in the Superman Taz design on screen, he'd be super scary. And it'd be, when it comes to these superpowered characters who aren't especially Batman villains, that would make sense to have a team up between the Bat family members to stop them. So that's what I'm thinking here. Also, I don't know who said this. I think it was Podcast Now. I watch all of his videos, even if they're not Arkham. I actually like the guy. I think his channel is really great. Anyway, one thing I'm thinking is, have a mission. I think he came up with this. Have a mission with Captain Cold and Heatwave robbing the Gotham banks during all of this craziness, and have that tie into the fuller DC universe. That'd be such a cool surprise to have. Like, or have a. And he also said this. What if they're in the game? You're um you think it's a Mr. Freeze thing happening, but it's actually Captain Cold. That'd be cool. So yeah. So this idea I have to talk about because I really want it so bad is courtesy of the YouTuber Saw Simon. His channel is in the related channels of my YouTube channel page, and it is to have lesser known, even forgotten, even laughable, which on purpose laughable Batman villains in this game, like the Eraser, Kite Man, King Tut, Bookworm, Egghead, and you might think, what the heck are you doing, Sam? Why would you want this? Well, or why would anyone want this? Here's his idea, and I think it would be perfect to have in this game. So here's the thing: let's have villains on the streets again. You know, Batman can just drop down and fight them, whatever. But let's say you drop down into a group and you can interrogate someone, not just for Riddler trophies, but you can interrogate them and get hints, and you actually have to find these hints out yourself. The game doesn't tell you at all. Some could be obvious, like, oh, find Bookworm in a library, or find Eraser in an abandoned elementary school, or something like that, or find Kite Man on the tallest building in Gotham City, or find King Tut in the museum. I know King Tut, I said Maxie Zeus should be in this game, maybe King Tut as well. They're kind of like the same character, but you know, find Egghead. Maybe Egghead could be like the hardest one. Maybe King Tut could be like the first mission to fight him in, or you know, first one everyone finds it, because just to get the kind of tutorial down on how to do these missions. But like actually have to work to find these characters with the interrogation skills and Batman detective work. And you fight them just like almost like normal characters. I mean, they look like they do in the comics. That'd be so cool to do in the game. I'd give you much more time to play. And when doing that, I think it'll be a great way to just introduce all these villains from Batman's 80 years that have never appeared before and probably will never appear again in the game. I don't know if it'll happen, but probably this will be the greatest thing to happen in the game to me if they do this, or if they don't do it, whatever. But if it does, that's amazing. I said that again. So yeah. So watch Sauce Simon's video on his he made a list top 5 things he wants in Arkham Legacy, even when it was thought to be called Arkham Legacy. So that could happen in this game, and that's what I really want to have happen when it comes to these other villains. They could just add more and more in DLC, even unknowingly, you could say, because you'd actually have to be detective work to find these characters. But like I said, I added this because these ads, I think that would be awesome to have Kite Man on like the tallest building in Gotham, have the Eraser in an elementary school. How does it be like their 1966 themed hideouts? I know Eraser and Kite Man weren't in the show, but you can imagine it. I also want to have like the GCPD lockup in that game, where you can see all the criminals you locked up, and have a Batcave in the game where you can see all the gadgets and all of the alternate suits you can wear, even with all the other Bat family characters. Because I think there's only going to be 4. I hope there's only 4: Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, and Jason Todd Robin. I think that should happen. That'll be a lot better. So yeah. And the last thing I want in this new Batman game before I end, because this has been going on forever and I don't even know how many people will watch it, but to have Superman and the Green Arrow having a physical cameo appearance. Now, the Superman one could be super funny and just kind of obvious, where Superman comes in and he's all like, okay, I see, this character, let me take him off from you. Batman's like, no, go away. And he kind of like, brushes him off or something funny like that. I can totally see that happening for Green Arrow, just because he's also a superhero, normal person, no superpowers, billionaire superhero in this game. Like I said, maybe Clock King being in the game, he could be a Green Arrow villain who appears, but I don't think that's going to be likely, actually, with him being with Clock King not being just a Batman villain in this game. But Green Arrow being in the game would also be awesome, especially considering they're setting up this universe. Having these two having a physical appearance, yes, please. Also Lex Luthor maybe, but I don't really care for that to happen as much. And yeah, with this all said, I'm going to end it off quick. Thank you all so much for watching. Please list your ideas down below. I really appreciate them, because I will look back and see if this happens. And I might just say this in the comments, but The next one I will do will probably be in over a year from now, and I'll be listing off 10 characters who have never appeared before who I want in Spider-Man PS5 and Lego Marvel Superheroes 3, if Lego Marvel Superheroes 3 is the Lego game that comes after Lego Star Wars 5. So, with that said, we'll see if Warner Brothers does announce this game at the end of May, or at least by the end of June, at least by my birthday. Hopefully, that'll be really amazing to have. I forgot to say, I'll probably say this in the comments, this is the end of the video, but I'm pretty sure that the game will have the word night in it in every entry, because they say capture the night, and this might be why people confuse it for a soft reboot, because Arkham Knight in this game could be something like Batman something. I think the next word will start with an N, the letter N, something that starts with an N, Night. I don't know, but that would be really cool to have in the game. I think that's going to happen. So hopefully this does get revealed soon. This is my only video on the subject, and thank you all for watching. Have a great day. I appreciate it.